Hello and happy Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed your Super Bowl Sunday yesterday. It's kind of a fun game to watch. I love football, so I'm always up for any kind of football game, and it's always good when it's a good one. So back to crafting today though for you guys, and I'm bringing you Stamp Camp card number 2, and I'm going with some springy type of inspiration for you guys, and I'm pulling out the Dragonfly garden bundle, and I'm excited about that because a lot of you have already ordered it, so I feel like it's so fun then to give you guys some ideas and some inspiration, so when you have the products then you have more ideas to put it together, because don't we all always need more ideas for things we already have? So let me get started and show you the card here. I'm using some techniques that I haven't used in a long time, and a lot of you I know use these techniques in your own things, so I thought I will show some of you that have never done this before how to do some like sponge daubering for some little light soft colors. So here is today's card with the Dragonfly bundle. Hi there, Julie. So like I said, just gonna show you some light sponging technique, and just, you know, just some different paper piecing together too, to give you guys a card. And I love how the sun's just streaming in my window right on top of my dragonflies that make it feel like, even though it's February, spring maybe isn't that far away. I hope it's not anyway. So let me get my iPad set down and my card, or my card, so you guys can see it here by getting my tripod the right way. There we go. So I have here, whoops, maybe that's going to be too close. Hi, Donna. Hi, Pam. Thanks for joining in. And there we go. Now I feel a little bit better. Okay, so here is the card that I'm making today. So I'm using the smaller of the dragonflies. I haven't really done too much with those small dragonflies, but the large ones from the punch and such. So I thought it'd just kind of be fun to show you a quick and easy way to color in your projects. Hi, Diane and Jill and Arby. Wonderful to have so many of you popping in. So if you like to follow along, this is the Dragonfly Garden stamp set. So I have been using these large dragonflies quite a bit. I haven't really shown you guys this big, nice floral arrangement here, so that's what I want to focus on today. And there's great sentiments in the stamp set, so that is paired together, bundle pricing with the dual dragonflies punch here for 10% savings when you do the bundle. And I'm going to set my card aside in the stamp set and show you where that is found. So many of you, I love it when you tell me like what you like to see and what's important. So following along and showing you where it's at in the mini catalog has been helpful, you have said. So there's a whole Dandy Garden suite. And in the suite, there's 2 stamp set bundles. This one is stamps and dies. The one I'm using today is the stamp set and the punch. So I'm using Dragonfly Garden Bundle. And another couple things I'm using from this page are the cute little ladybug trinkets. Love them. And the pretty, pretty, pretty paper here on the bottom too. Hi, Tori. Hi, Deb. Hi, Jill. So with that, if you would like to see a bigger version too, the next page kind of has the how big the stamp set is, and I think that's really important to know, like what size things are always. So that's really helpful if you go to page 27 with that. So that is the Dandy Garden Bundle. And once again, for those of you that are just popping in, here's today's card that I'm making. So actually I was watching a movie, the inspiration for today's card, and I love telling you how I get inspired by different things. I was watching a movie, and this young gal was snuggled up on her bedding, and her bedding was a couple different kinds of gray, and then she had one soft fuzzy blanket that was kind of this bumblebee color, and her bedding ensemble was like, oh, that just looks so warm, cozy, and inviting. So I'm like, well, I remember that for tomorrow and see if I can put together a card. And I really like how these colors have come together, and I've used yellows and grays together a lot and have always liked it, but I just thought, oh, this was fun how that kind of turned out. She probably needed a throw pillow made with this fun design on her bed, but she didn't have that. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is I'm just going to emboss a little strip. That's the only thing I'm using my cut and emboss machine for. And that is going to come from the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. This is from the annual catalog, kind of a pretty like detailed but smaller scaled embossing folder. So a lot of our patterns are kind of big and such. This is 3D, so you get a nice good impression with that. So even though the design of it is kind of small, it still gives you a lot to work with as far as giving a good impression. So let me bring over my my cut and emboss machine here, and I'm going to grab that Bumblebee card stock color here, 5 1/4 by 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to put that in my machine here, just the regular platform, and then plate number 4 is what I am using to go through that. And I love how this goes through so smooth. I always think, is it really in there? Because I hardly feel any pressure, but then I get such a nice defined design with those 3D embossing folders. And like I said, it's like, okay, I often question if I have the right sandwich because there's hardly any resistance. And then the other thing that I am pulling out is this beautiful Dandy Garden DSP. So what's kind of funny is like on the back side of this and some of this, you don't know if it's like healthy salad greens that we should be cutting and eating out of this paper, or sometimes I feel like growing up on a farm and having to walk beans and weed beans and such like that. I can't tell if this is something that maybe we should be spraying or hoeing out of our fields because it kind of has some little wildness to it, but there's beautiful papers, and this, like I said, is part of that suite, the Dandy Garden. This is 6 by 6. So I'm just taking this design here that has the bumblebee with those flowers, and I am just cutting that down to 5 1/4 by 1 inch here. Hi Lois, thanks for joining in today. So those are our 2 little pieces to get that splash of color for yellow, and now the rest of it is kind of neutrally. And so here's my white for the inside, so I'm going to set that aside. So the card base will be basic gray, and I'm folding or opening it up this way, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then this is 4 by 5 1/4 here of smoky slate, and these 2 grays always complement each other well. And then I just have a couple strips I'm going to punch out those tiny little dragonflies with. So let's get stamping on the smoky slate. So what I'm going to do is open up my basic gray ink pad here. Just re-ink that because it wasn't looking too basic or gray. I just felt like it was getting kind of light. So I'm going to do a nice light tap on here because I have just re-inked it not too long ago. So this is quite a large stamp of flowers there. I'm going to kind of try and get it over towards the edge here of this. Not up too high because I want to leave room for my sentiment up there. But aren't those flowers just so pretty? And I love how natural that they look too. So love that. And then I can go right on with layering my yellows onto this too. So that bumblebee. So I'm going to start with just that pretty designer series paper like so. Here we go. And I'm just going to leave a little strip of smoky slate here on the edge, but then this is going to go right next to that. So we have, I always feel like it's like a bonus to have a little bit of color showing and then the next color showing. It looks like I didn't quite center that up. Just gonna see if I can scoot that over a little bit. We'll see. It just feels like it's super stuck. There we go. Thought sounds like a tear more than a lift and reposition, but no, that worked out pretty well. Okay, so I have that on there, and I love these 2 colors together, the bumblebee and the smoky slate. Hi there, Marie. Thanks for joining in. And then I'm just going to take with my seal adhesive here, put some of that onto that embossed folder design there too. So I've got that, and then I'm just going to make sure that you can kind of see that edge there of the pretty paper, and then this is going to go up against that design that I've stamped there. Oh, I know what I forgot before this gets too on there. Oh, see you guys, I knew I was going to forget this. So I'm going to lift this up quick. My well-suited twine combo pack. I'm going to pull out, it's a 2-pack, and it has Night of Navy and that basic gray color, and it goes great with that whole guy bundle of the suits, the ties, and everything. And this is great. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of this. And so I think I can easily put this around there. I'm just going to wrap it around a couple times. I always like to keep my ribbons, if you've noticed, right on the spool, so I know exactly how much I need to use on my project. So I'm just gonna wrap that around a couple times, tie my knot, no big fancy bow or anything, and then with my scissor, just gonna give that a quick trim, like so. Okay, saved that. So how many of you guys have done like that layer and went, oh, I forgot the ribbon? Okay, so now I just have proved to you that I've had that happen too. Marie, you're walking and watching at the same time. How fun. Okay, so I'm going to just take my seal here and put down that layer like so onto my basic gray. There we go. And then after this point, I felt like, okay, this is where I want to add some color, but I didn't want to overdo it, and especially with it already being on gray, I didn't want it to be markers or something that's going to just make this whole image look darker and the flowers darker, because they need to be soft. So I'm opening up my Bumblebee ink pad. And I haven't shown this technique for a while, so I'm going to have that open, and I'm going to just take my sponge dauber, and I love how the packs of sponge daubers just fit so nice and neat on your fingers. So I'm just going to gently tap the sponge dauber right on my finger, right on my ink pad there, and I always feel like just lightly to start with, because you can always go back and add more. And so I'm just going over kind of the cone flower looking flowers here with the yellow, and then down here there's some other different looking flowers here too. They almost look like daisies. Maybe they're a smaller version of cone flowers. Not a master gardener, but I do enjoy my garden. So just by doing that, it gives it a nice soft and yellow look. And then I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to put on another sponge dauber, and I'm opening up my Mossy Meadow ink pad. Same thing, just kind of a light touch. And I'm just going to kind of go, and I start kind of where the leaves are, and then the ones that are skinnier, I just kind of go back and forth to kind of just get some color going, but not too much. And sometimes if I feel like I've got too much, I try and smear it with my fingers, but usually it just works out that I can just kind of soften it by blending like that kind of too. So just adding a little bit of Mossy Meadow and Bumblebee. Thank you, Marie. So just kind of brightens up the card. I should have done a before and after so you could see what it looked like just with the plain basic gray ink on there, and then that. And then I wanted to add a sentiment, and I love the sentiments in the stamp set, for a true friend. So that's just going to be in the basic gray, and I love how that font just kind of fits that perfect. Now for accenting the card, I have a couple different accents that I wanted to do. So I'm pulling out the coordinating Dragonfly's punch, and with that I'm going to take just a strip of the basic gray. I like kind of cutting it down to about how it fits there. So I'm just going to punch out a couple of those, kind of punch and fly about the same as they should in real life. And then this is just a strip of smoky slate. I'm gonna punch that out too. There you go. And set that aside. Now these go on really nice and easy with glue dots. So I kind of am going to go every other here, starting with the basic gray. I'll just push that against my glue dot, and that's gonna go flying that direction. And then my smoky slate, I'm going to push that in and go the other direction. Oh, thank you, Pam. And so it's kind of just fun. Like, I haven't done this technique for a while. And sometimes when I see other people's cards or my customers' cards and they'll say, hey, look what I'm working on, I'm like, I have not done that technique for a while. So simple. And for those that don't really enjoy maybe coloring and the detail of that, this is a really easy way to apply color in all sorts of different projects that way too. Hi there, Linda. So good to talk with you earlier today. So just by adding kind of these little flitting dragonflies, just add some action on there and kind of follows through with the garden theme. And I thought, it could be done, but I just had to add the ladybug trinkets because they're so cute. And sometimes the color element in me goes, can you put like something that looks goldish copper on something that's gray base? But I love how it just kind of falls right in line with the bumblebee yellow that's on the card already. So I'm going to just place that little guy here on a glue dot, give him a good press so he's got that on there. I'm just going to kind of put this right in the corner here, and I love how that just kind of accents the card. Like I said, even though it's gold, it just matches so well with the bumblebee color here by having that little ladybug there. Hey there, Shelly. Okay, so now that's my outside embellishments and accents. For the inside, once again, this is a February Stamp Camp card, so I want it to be totally usable. So I'm going to ink up these flowers and just kind of put it about 2/3 of the way on the inside inset that I'm going to be sending with the card. Another thing that I really like is the "You Are an Inspiration" sentiment that's in there too. So how many people do we have in our life that are an inspiration? So I'm not going to, just in case you think, okay, I like the card, not so sure about that, I'm going to just be placing this, not taping it in, but just placing that in the inside of the card too. So actually with for a true friend, even if they were going through a difficult time or something, like inspiration seems like it's a good time for that person, but if not, just the flowers seem very comforting. So if you didn't like that, then you could just flip it over there too and have that to be whatever you want. So you for sure will be getting the inside, but I am not tacking it down. So that is today's card right there, guys. Card number 2 for February Stamp Camp already. Where's my tripod? Sometimes my tripod just all of a sudden releases and goes all the way down really quick, and the next time I can't get it to. So, okay, so that was February Stamp Camp card number 2. The code there to order is right on my workstation. I'm gonna see if I can get this. I'm trying to hold it. There we go. Okay, then I feel like I can talk because I'll have that steady and not make you guys sick by having it jiggle. Thank you, Marie. So that was card number 2 for February's virtual stamp camp. And if you're interested in the cards, if you place a minimum $75 order using the host code, then you absolutely get the cards for free, which is fun. And if you think, I don't need anything right now, but I would like the cards, then just let me know, and then I'll just put you on my list to get the cards. They're $22 for the set of 10, and when they're ready, I send those out. So you can let me know either way. I still have Dawn Earlbeck. Her party is open, and I am so excited because I had somebody join my team yesterday. So that option is still a great thing through the end of this month because of celebration. So for her signing up, she's getting 5 extra paper packs. That's the celebration deal that's going on right now, and I'm really excited. It was so fun to tell her, you're going to get $57.50 worth of extra cute paper just because you're signing up during celebration. So that was always great news too. So keep that in mind, if you have a long list of, do I want to order through a party? Do I want to order to get stamp camp cards? Do I want to sign up? So I'm never really a big pusher of doing, anybody even having to order at all, but I'm always there figuring out what is a good deal for everybody. If you're going to order anyway, I always want to help people to know, like, okay, if you're at $50, what are you going to pick out for celebration? If you're getting close to $100 and you're $5 away, I want to make sure that you don't miss out on that extra celebration deal too. So that is the favorite part of my job, is helping people get as much as they can for their money. So I love helping out in that way, and let me know if I can too. So I'm going to go upload my card here and get my list going to help you guys know what I used today, like I always do, and I'll put that host code too with today's post of the still shot of the card. Have a great evening, and see you guys back tomorrow with card number 3 for February's virtual stamp camp. Take care.